If you've been told that your pain is coming from what showed up on a scan, a disc bulge, arthritis or a tear, and the treatments aimed at that haven't worked, this video is for you. A scan provides a static image of the body, the internal structures of what they look like in the present moment. So things like arthritis, disc bulges, tears, and narrowing. What it can't do is tell you if that structure is the thing that's causing the pain. Those are two separate questions, and the scan can only answer one of them. Studies have been done showing how people can have these changes on a scan and have zero pain. So I'll put a link to that study in the description as well. This study of 3,000 people aged between 20 and 80, all having something showing on a spinal MRI. So things like disc bulges, disc herniations, arthritis, spondylosis, yet no one in that study had any pain. The older people were, the more changes that they had on a scan, which shows that our body changes over time, but that doesn't always mean that it's going to cause pain. Another study showed conditions like shoulder bursitis, shoulder tears, rotator cuff tears are common in people with no pain. A lot of the time that these changes can be related to the demands that we put through our body. Structures may thicken or structures might tear slightly to make it easier and more adaptable for the task. She's one client that stands out for me, and she was due for a knee replacement surgery for her right knee. And that surgery was booked in for a few weeks ahead, so that was all confirmed, and her x-rays had confirmed the severe arthritis. She came in, she sat down, and she looked at me and said, "You need to cancel my right knee replacement and you need to swap it to my left knee." I was a bit confused at first, but I remained calm just so I could understand what's going on. She said to me, "The pain in my left knee is so bad that I need that one replacing now. My right knee's fine, I don't need that one replacing anymore." And that's where it got a little bit more confusing for me, because I thought, well, the right knee arthritis wouldn't have changed. That wouldn't magically just disappear. But her pain did. Her pain had moved from her right knee to the left. Her x-ray for her left knee was clear, and there were no signs of arthritis. I went through all the questions, I checked everything over with her knees, and it turned out that what was actually happening is she was overusing her left knee. So her right knee was the one that still needed replacing, but her left knee was the one doing more of the work, so that had become more painful. So her brain decided to protect her left knee because that's what it felt like it needed to do, but there was no damage. She didn't need the surgery in her left one, but the main takeaway I took from that encounter, that the pain is not subjective to what the knee looks like on the scan or the level of the arthritis. So to sum this up, over time our bodies change, and a lot of the time these changes can just be adaptations of our body. It doesn't always mean that these changes are what cause pain or they're related to any damage. These people in all of these studies are people with no pain, with the same findings being used to explain yours. Now the problem that this creates, so when scans show something, even when it's something completely normal, that can be used as the explanation. The pain gets attached to the results. Treatment is then aimed at what they find on the scan. When treatment doesn't work, you're left with a label and no explanation. Worse, now that you believe that your body is damaged, and that belief alone can change how the nervous system responds to pain and movement. But this isn't your fault. You put your trust in the healthcare system and it failed you. This is the problem with the healthcare system, where pain is always attached to a structural finding. So your scan result is real, and it might be completely unrelated to what you're experiencing. The findings on a scan and pain are not automatically linked together. Whether your scan was clear or whether it showed something, if the treatments aimed at that finding haven't worked, the answer isn't in the scan. It means that the cause isn't structural, and that points somewhere else entirely. Where it points and what's actually driving the pain, this is something that I cover in my weekly newsletter, and I'll leave the link into that description below. If this resonated with you and you want to have a bit more of a chat to see what my program offers, I'll leave the link to book a call in the description below as well. Thanks for listening.